Hello, hello, hello. Back for some more Steins Gate 0! Wow! Yeah, baby! Sorry.
どう？父さん。何か手がかりはあった？
By the way, reason there was no stream yesterday is, Baron was streaming Fruit of Grisaya and I didn't want to miss it, so. That's it. That's pretty much it. Anywho.
Yeah, 残念ながらこっちは何にも。
そう。
The search for Mayuri's future daughter, Kagare Shina, was taking longer than expected.
一つ聞くが、警察には行ったのか？
うん。一応言ったんだけどね。でも、捜索願いなんかは出してない。
I was right. In order to submit a missing persons report, you needed to have an ID to prove who you were. That's why Suzuha hadn't done it. And also, I later learned that the only people who could submit a search request were people like family and significant others, who were close to the missing person.
僕の方でも昨日軽く警察のデータベースにハッキングをかけてみたんだけど、それっぽい情報は出てこんかったよ。
だろうな。
つうことは、オカリも見てみたん？
I like how he said light hacking, by the way. Like, bro, if you hacked the police database, that is officially not light. You just committed a crime.
ダルのように内部情報を見たわけじゃないがな。
But it was for a good reason, so whatever. There was a database of missing persons on the police homepage. But it didn't go back very far, and it didn't have a lot of information. All it had was age, sex, clothes, and sometimes possessions they were carrying. Sorry. Since we knew nothing about Kagare Shina, we had basically nothing to go on.
でもさ、一見平和に思えるこの世界でも、身元不明者や行方不明者ってたくさんいるんだね。
Yeah. Yeah. I'd thought the same thing. Each year, over 100 unidentified bodies were found in Tokyo alone. If you expanded that to cover all of Japan, then went back 12 years, you'd have a pretty big number. And the number of missing persons was far greater. Each year, almost 100,000 people went missing. And 1 out of every 5 was in their teens. Oh my god. That's awful to think about. Because it's just like the way the world is like putting pressure on people. It just makes people want to feel like they need to get away or something. And also other reasons like, you know, kidnapping and stuff like that, but for people that's in their teens most of the time, I feel like that's what it is. It sucks, dude. Of course, most of them just ran away from home, and 70% were found within a week after the report was filed. But if 70% of them were found in the first week, that meant 30% of them weren't. In fact, 5% of them were never found at all, and no one ever knew if they were alive or dead. Perhaps Kagare Shina was caught up in an accident or killed, or perhaps... I sat up, then got off the sofa.
ん？オカリン、どっか行くん？
もうちょっと調べてみようと思ってな。
School would be on break soon anyway, and it wasn't like I had anything to do. And while I hadn't been very interested at first, at some point I'd become really interested in the whereabouts of Kagare Shina. And more than anything...
ありがとう、オカリンおじさん。
Oh.
別にこれくらい大したことじゃない。
うん。それでもありがとう。
As long as I was looking for Kagare, Suzuha probably wasn't going to bother me about the future. Having her bring up the same thing every time we met was hard for me. If I could get her focused on something else, that would make things easier. Can't keep running away from this, Okabe. Or so I'd thought, but... Finding clues wasn't easy. Just in case, I'd gone to the National Diet Library and looked at articles on missing persons and crimes in 1998. The year she'd gotten separated from Suzuha, but I had no luck. Oh, I forgot. I nearly forgot that they just introduced a tip. The National Diet Library. Japan's only national library. It consists of the main building in Tokyo, the Kansai branch in Kyoto, and several other branches throughout the country. The main building on 1st Avenue in Nagata Chiyoda Ward is often called the Diet Library. All works published in Japan are kept here, and while normal citizens are allowed to view them, they do not allow books to be checked out. Why do they call it the Diet Library? It's weird. Shizuha had said she'd been looking for Kagari every few years on her way to our time, so I knew it wouldn't be easy. But I couldn't help but feel a little tired and disappointed. Hey, Draft. Oh, Elden Ring update for you, Draft. I beat the Fire Giant, and I've also beaten Rodhan, although I beat the Fire Giant first, and I think I was supposed to beat Rodhan earlier. Because Rodhan was, like, kind of easy. I don't know why. I don't know how I missed Rodhan. What the F are you doing? How are you doing this? What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'd called Kurisu without even realizing it somehow. The weapon I've got going on is, I don't know if this... I saw you want to end humanity for 3 hours on one boss, and now you're almost done with the game. Am I that far in? I mean, I did a lot of grinding, and I was doing a lot of practicing with, like, the mechanics. If it helps, the build I'm using is, like, a dex build. And I'm using the Rivers of Blood, katana. I actually got that maxed out. The Rivers of Blood is, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Bro, did Elden crack? True.
そう見えるか。
声のトーンがいつもより低い。結膜に多少の充血も見られる。もしかして昨日言ってた件を調べてたの？
What is a conjunctiva? What the hell? Rivers of Blood is so OP it got nerfed. What you're using is actually a weakened version. My friend did tell me that. I have a friend that's like a huge Elden Ring fan that's been giving me pointers about what to do. He told me that like Rivers of Blood used to be super OP. I could tell. Also, like, to get like a lot of runes so I can level up, I've been my friend told me about this. I've been using a there's like a farm method at Mogwin's Palace where you just shoot a crow and get it to follow you off the ledge, so that's been really helpful for like farming runes and stuff. If someone saw a person using rivers in PvP, they would just quit. I mean, yeah, I mean, like, for the most part, you can kind of just spam L2, or like the Ash of War, I mean. You can kind of just spam that and like 90% of things you're looking at will just die. Community called it Rivers of Piss.
まあな。
I also have I have a mask that's really good. I'm going for like a Dex Bleed build basically. I have a mask that's it's the guy at the beginning. I think his name was like Var or something. He had the white mask. I'm using that, and it's pairing up really well with the bleed build. Besides that, I just have like banished knight armor on. I told Kurisu what I'd heard from Suzuha and Daru, and what I'd found at the National Diet Library. Oh yeah, the mainless guy. Yeah, that guy.
バカね。そんなことなら私に言ってくれれば簡単にことは済んだのに。
Oh.
どういうことだ？
私ならネットワークに接続してオンライン上の情報をリサーチすることができるでしょ。
Oh.
あ、そうか。
I'd forgotten. She was an AI that existed inside a computer. So something like that would be easy for her.
なんなら少しやってみましょうか。
If it makes more sense, Draftkey, I've not been fighting a lot of the optional bosses. I think I've been skipping a lot of the optional bosses. I think I've only been fighting like a lot of the main bosses.
すぐにできるのか？
それほど時間はかからない。
それじゃあ頼む。
わかった。少しだけ待ってて。
Kurisu fell silent on the screen and didn't move for a moment. Maybe 30 seconds later.
もう結果が出たのか？
I mean, even still, your pace is skyrocketed by 200%. I'll tell you what, man. There was this guy in Lindell. I think the place is called Lindell. His name was like Godfrey, the first Elden Lord or something. He was like a gold ghost thing. That I was stuck on him for like a couple days. I could not like. We don't talk about that. Dude, he was like a wall. I could not get past him for the longest time. He's dumb. Ugh. I'm just glad I don't have to fight him again. If I had to fight that dude again, I was already mad that I basically had to fight a stronger version of Margit. Because there's a guy named Morgott that you fight in Lindell. God. I was so mad when I found that out. But Morgott was actually significantly easier because you could just summon Melina to help you. And I actually beat Morgott on like my 4th try, I think? Which was pretty good.
ネットワーク上で検索してみたけど、1998年以降、椎名かがりという名の女性が何らかの事件や事故に巻き込まれたという情報は得られなかった。
The Fire Giant also was kind of easy. Okay, the thing with the Fire Giant is that it's an easy fight, but if you get hit, it does a ridiculous amount of damage, and it's just aggravating. It's easy, but it's stupid, if that makes sense.
同姓同名の人物は3名ほど検出。ただ、年齢を考慮すると、その人物があんたの探している人である可能性は限りなく低い。
You bullied that poor giant. Dude was crippled. I mean, he picked the fight, man. Also, didn't he do that to himself? Wait, well, actually, no. No, we did that. I was thinking how he tore off his leg, but he had to tear it off because we did that to him.
ご要望なら、その人物のデータを後でメールで送るけど。
Yeah, I think we might as well take that information about those 3 anyways, because, I mean, it's better than having no leads on this girl. He saw Rivers and knew his turkey was cooked!
いや、いい。
I'm not sure how I would have beaten a lot of the bosses if I didn't have a bleed build, honestly. Because that Fire Giant dude had so much health. Like, bleed, like, because you know how bleed will, like, sometimes do a sudden huge chunk of health. I feel like that'd just be aggravating to take on without something like a bleed. When I stopped to think about it, even Suzuha would have been able to search for a name on for her name on the internet. And what Kurisu was saying was almost certainly right. The Kurisu Makise I had known was always right.
それじゃあ私にできることは以上かな。あとはあんたたちにしかできないやり方で探すしかないわね。
I believe it does 1/4 of the enemy's total HP every blade. Oh, I see. Whatever it is, it's good. I wonder. My friend, I watch my friend play Elden Ring sometimes. When we're in a Discord call and he's streaming it. My friend has like, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but he has like this. He can summon this dragon head that like I think puts Scarlet Rot on everybody. I kind of want to try to figure out how to get that. I don't know how to get that. It seems like really good.
俺たちにしかできないやり方？
That's a spell.
その人物がいなくなった場所の近辺で地道に情報を集めるの。究極的にアナログな方法だけどね。
You kill the big rot dragon in Caelid. Wait, is it called the Decaying Ezekiel or whatever? Because I think I already killed that. It gave me a dragon heart, but it didn't drop that spell, I don't think. Or do I have to do something with the dragon heart? Hey Sav, thank you for the hydrate. Hey, my man Sav, my man. You gotta find the dragon shrine. It's in Caelid too. Oh, I see, I see. Okay. Nice, son. How you doing today, Sav? How's Sav Worlds doing? I was talking about my progress in Elden Ring while I'm reading some good old Steins Gate 0. Suzuha had been doing that forever, so I couldn't imagine I'd find anything new. And in Steins Gate 0, we're currently trying to find Kagari Shina, Mayuri's child, but we're not making a whole lot of progress. But if that was my only option, then that was what I had to do. Oh, Ferris time. I spun around when I heard a voice behind me. She's gonna be where you least expect her? Oh, man.
フェイリス、それに。
こんにちは、岡部さん。
Hey, Luca.
なんだ、珍しい組み合わせだな。
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. If Ferris were an assassin, she'd be John Wick. Is that what John Wick is? I thought he was just like some soldier dude. Is he like an assassin? I've never watched any John Wick movie. Unless she's where you were expecting, then you're correct. Oh, man. I can't imagine where she'd be. That girl. He's like the best assassin. I know he's like super strong, I know that much.
ついさっきそこで会ったのにゃ。そしたらルカニャンが荷物いっぱい持ってたから、そこまで手伝ってあげることにしたのにゃ。
I took a closer look and saw that Lukaka was holding bags on both hands. If you added in what Ferris was carrying, then it was quite a lot. He was trying to carry this all alone? Lukako?
ねえ、ちょっと。
Oh.
今、何か聞こえませんでしたか？
いや、これは別に何でも。
I quickly hid the smartphone behind my back.
ちょっと聞いてるの？ねえ。
Oh, Lord.
また聞こえたにゃ。もしかしてさっきオカリンが話していたのはそれかにゃ？
No.
いや、これは。
It shouldn't matter if they found out. But I still felt guilty, so I closed the Amadeus app.
電話中だったのにゃ。
あああ、ちょっと知り合いに相談事をな。
相談ですか？そういうことだったんだにゃ。後ろから見たらオカリンが一人でブツブツつぶやいているように見えたからちょっと心配したにゃ。
Did I look like she needed to worry about me? I'm not gonna lie, Okabe. You've been looking a lot like that lately. You've been making us all worry about you. But, well, if she saw me talking to my smartphone in a place like this, I guess I could understand that.
でも水臭いにゃ。何か困ったことがあるならフェイリスたちにも話してくれればいいのにゃ。そうです。僕じゃお役に立てないかもしれないですけど、でもお話くらいなら。
ありがとう。でも大したことじゃ。
No, wait a second. Both Ferris and Lukaku had lived in Akihabara since they were born. And both of their families held important positions here. Maybe asking them wouldn't be such a bad idea after all.
実は今人を探してるんだが。
人ですか？
I told them that I was looking for a girl who'd gone missing 12 years ago in Akihabara. Of course, I didn't tell them that she was from the future or that she was Mayuri's daughter.
その子がどうして行方をくらませたのか激しく疑問だにゃ。
すまないが、そのあたりの事情は話せないんだ。
にゃー。
そういう話に心当たりはないかだけでも聞いてもらえれば助かるんだが。
I don't know if this is like a hot take or not, but out of all of the Steins Gate Zero redesigns, I think I like Ferris the most. It's like very over the top, but like that is just in character for Ferris. Like that fits her character a lot, I think. At least in my opinion. W's and chat based. Oh man.
わかったにゃ。とりあえずフェイリスの方は黒木に聞いてみるにゃ。
Oh, Draft Key. I don't know if you were here yesterday when I was not yesterday, 2 days ago, I think, when I was talking about. But I looked up because I think you might have been there when I mentioned that like Daru sounds like Poochie from JoJo's Stone Ocean. So I looked it up, but they actually have the same voice actor. The guy that voices Daru voices freaking Poochie in the Stone Ocean anime. I cannot believe that. That's crazy. Fat priest. Oh my god. That is some like YouTube video same voice actor type stuff. Jesus Christ. Kuroki was her family butler. I'd met him several times. In the same way that Ferris naturally looked like a maid, Kuroki just naturally looked like a butler. Come to think of it, it was rather strange for a maid to have a butler for a servant.
あとメイクインニャンニャンのご主人様たちにもそれとなく聞いてみるにゃ。僕の方もお父さんとそれから氏子の方たちにも聞いてみます。
悪いな。そうしてくれると助かる。
Both Kuroki and Lukaku's dad knew a lot of people, and they had a far better chance of finding someone than we did. You know, with Poochie in the Stone Ocean anime, I was actually kind of disappointed that they didn't use the same voice actor that they had for Poochie in the Eyes of Heaven game. I don't know if any of you guys ever played or saw that, but I thought the voice actor Poochie had in the Eyes of Heaven game was actually perfect. And I am talking about like Japanese voices, by the way, like the Japanese voice actor. I like the Eyes of Heaven voice actor for Poochie a lot better. And in my opinion, the one they have in the anime is still really good, but yeah. That game is hella old, he may not have been available. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, the one in the anime is still phenomenal. Like, he does a really good job. It's just... I missed the one from Eyes of Heaven, I guess. I hope they could at least find some small clue.
それはそうとルカ子、その山ほどの荷物はどうしたんだ？
あ、これは昨日お父さんのお客さんが来るっていうお話はしましたよね。実はそのお客さんの一人がしばらくうちに滞在することになって。
Oh.
それで必要なものを買い揃えていたそうにゃ。
If they were a guest of Lukaku's father, they must be fairly old. And if, from what I'd heard yesterday, they probably had some unique hobbies. Oh yeah, I forgot about that old sussy conversation, Jesus.
それは大変だな。
Oh, also, not like huge news, but I went and rewatched Toradora because it's been so long. I forgot how good that anime is, dude. Toradora was so freaking good. Ugh, I just binge rewatched it basically. Oh man.
いえ、僕もちょっと楽しいですし。
Fun? Lukaku shared the same blood as his dad, so perhaps he had some latent interest in those hobbies.
あんまりのめり込みすぎないようにするんだぞ。
Ruben, my man, what's up? How are you doing? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Still looking for Kagari. We're still looking for Kagari. I gave him that warning, then went to leave. Doing well, and you? Doing pretty good, doing pretty good. I was just talking about... What was I talking about? I was talking about my progress in Elden Ring, how I beat the Fire Giant and Rodhan. I was talking about JoJo voice actors again, since Draft was here. And then I was talking about how I went and rewatched... Toradora, because it had been so long since I seen it, and I was just like... I was just saying that, like, I forgot how good it was. Well, I tried to leave, but...
よいしょ。ルカニャン、大丈夫かにゃ？フラフラしてるにゃ。
Oh, you've not seen Toradora? Huge disservice to yourself. It's fairly old, but it's still like one of the best like slice of life anime in my opinion. It has a lot of drama in it. So if you're not like too big into like drama among the main characters, you might get aggravated, but I didn't mind. But it was very good, in my opinion. Holy crap, Daru shares a voice actor with King Hassan from Fate. Checking pictures and images, Daru's voice coming from... Imagine Daru's voice coming from that. I've seen Golden Time, same author. Same author as Toradora, you mean? Or Fate, what Draftkey was talking about.
大丈夫です。僕。
Yep, oh, okay. I've not seen Golden Time yet. Yeah, I've heard it's a really good slice of life drama. When I was watching Oregairu, Toradora was brought up in the same vein of good high school character drama. Yeah, it's very good. Let me check pictures. Oh my god. Why did that voice actor want to taint himself with having Daru on his, like, career list of characters that he's voiced? Man. Oh, man. What did it say Luca was trying to lift? Oh, it was probably the bags that he had. My sister recommended Golden Time to me because I wanted to watch Toradora, but she said that she thought Golden Time was better. I've not seen Golden Time, so I can't comment, but I'd say you should give Toradora a spin. I'm not sure how similar it is to Golden Time, but I'd say you should still give Toradora a spin.
よかったらお茶でも飲んでいってください。
いや、遠慮しておくよ。お客さんだっているんだろ？
そうですけど。
I couldn't bear to see him struggle like that, so I'd carried the bags to the shrine with him. Based Okabe. That means Dargo is a priest that can control time and the literal physical incarnation of death itself. From what I've heard, I don't think they are similar aside from the slice of life part. Oh, okay. If you like drama and you like tsunderes, you'll really like you'll really like Toradora. I'll say that much. Ferris had gone back to her cafe.
それにしても、この荷物、いくらなんでも一人で運ぶには無理があるだろう。
Too bad you watched the anime, or I'd recommend the VN. The VN for what? Toradora? I don't think Toradora had a VN, did it? I'm not entirely sure. It had a visual novel? I had no idea. It's on the PSP. Oh, well, that explains it. That explains it. Well, I could probably find it somewhere if I did. If I could probably find it somewhere if I did a lot of digging. I do like drama, not really a fan of slice of life, so I'm torn there. Oh, if you're not a huge fan of slice of life, I probably wouldn't suggest it then. But I just really like slice of life as well. I talk about it often. I mean, I play visual novels for a living, man.
僕だって最近は少し力がついてきたんですよ。今日も岡部さんに言われた素振りだって。
You don't need to do too much digging. It's just on pretty much every emulator site. Okay. I mean, it's not like I can't experience the visual novel. I didn't even know they had one. I thought it was literally just like the anime and the manga and the light novel. Or was the light novel the visual novel? I just assumed the light novel was like not a visual novel. I put a pic in general showing Toradora and Origairu side by side. Have you seen Origairu, Mochi? I have not. I've never even heard Origairu, if I'm honest, before today. Oh, I see. Wait. Oh, this! Oh, I've seen that. Okay. Yeah, y'all called it Origairu, and that's why I didn't, recognize it. Yeah, it's Snafu. I never finished Snafu. I think I watched the first season of Snafu, but never finished it. But I do remember liking it a lot. Its title translates to My Teen Romantic Comedy as is wrong as expected. I never finished it, though. But I did really like it. Season 2 to 3 is where the drama gets good. I see. Sword exercises. That was the training I'd given him when he told me he felt too much like a girl.
精神残魔流か。
I'm pretty sure we know what that is, but we'll go over it. A school of swordsmanship taught by Kyoma Hoin to Luka Urashibara, the descendant of the ancient protectors of Akihabara. It also functions to strengthen the mind and quell the evil flames that lurk within Urashibara. Only the cursed blade Samidare can bring out its true power. One of its secret techniques is the Type 33 cherry blossom rage. At least that's what Okabe said when he made it up. Bro said, source, I made it up. See, I preferred season 1 because of the comedy. The drama got me very low. Oh, so you don't like the drama aspect, I see. Well, yeah, but like, I like drama and stuff like that, though, because I mean, like, they're going through school, and like, you know, that's just a part of life. You gotta think about what happens after the drama, like, and they're, like, more connected after it. It's where they start challenging the main character's warped views and how it affects his relationship with the other girls. There's a fan theory that Okami-san from Okami-san and the Seven Companions is Taiga's daughter, because she looks like the spitting image of Taiga, but older. Oh. Mighty Morphin. Hey, Golden. Yeah, I can understand. It's a very vague story with its conflict and inner thoughts. Oh, man. It was so stupid I couldn't even laugh. I like drama, but the season 2 and 3 drama got very vague. And I'm a simple man. That wasn't simple. Too much read between the lines stuff, and I suck at that. Oh, man. Nah, you're fine, you're fine. Thinking back, I was amazed he put up with that nonsense.
Luca, 帰ったのかい?
What is... I feel like that's a different voice actor for Luca's father. I could hear his dad's voice from their home behind the shrine office.
はい、今行きます。
それじゃあ、俺はこれで。
はい、ありがとうございました、岡部さん。
Lukaku bowed deeply as I left Yanabayashi Shrine. Yeah, reading between the lines becomes a big part of the conflict because they don't want to hurt others' feelings and destroy their fragile group relationship. Yeah. Like, drama can be very, like, depressing and, like, ruin the mood if you're, like, into, like, the comedy stuff. But I like that it, like, forces the group to, like, reconsider relationships, and as a result, post-drama, it ends up strengthening those relationships. Because it, like, gives them, like, new reason to, like, think about, like, the actions they're doing, and it gives them a better ability to trust. Drama is a very important aspect of life, in my opinion. Read between the lines, good show. I hate that 90% of anime drama is a misunderstanding that can easily be solved with communication. Yeah. I agree with that 100%. My least favorite anime trope is when they force the guy into a situation to where he, like, accidentally, like, goes into, like, a dressing room or, like, a bathroom where, like, the girl's changing, and they immediately, like, just beat the living crap out of him over something that was, like, very clearly a mistake. Now I will say that usually in those situations, the dude is, like, being stupid. And just, like, not knocking. And... But to be fair, like, they also don't lock doors. No one ever locks doors for some reason. Origairu is very much the conflict of the individual and the social relationship dynamic. Yeah. Have you seen Gamers? I love their misunderstanding so much. Oh, man. There's a lot of anime I need to see. I have a very huge backlog. I did also start that one that Leah requested I watch, Blood Blockade Battlefront, and it's actually really good. I'm liking it so far. On my way home, I thought about what the two of them had said. Oh my god. Me and Leah were supposed to collab today. Or was she available? Oh, don't tell me I forgot. I forgot. Oh my... I am so dumb. Why am I a terrible friend? Jesus Christ. Maybe she forgot to. But I asked her to take part in it. It's my responsibility to, like, remember when we stream. Ah, God, that sucks. Today could have been a... Hold on. Sorry. I'm an idiot. I forgot something at work, so I need to drive back. Dude, did all of us just forget something today? We all forgetting something? I can't be I think we're all just forgetting something. Y'all make sure you did everything today. All of it brought back the emotions I'd tried to hide. There's an incoming call on my phone. We better answer it. It was from Kurisu. Let's answer it. She was probably there to complain about me hanging up on her earlier. Let's answer it. That'd be just like Kurisu. Let's answer it. But I didn't answer the phone. I'm trying to answer the phone. I forget to hit like and subscribe on the new Mr. Beast. The new Mr. Beast video. Dear God. Oh, man. Unlucky. I didn't answer any of the other calls that came that day either. The United States of America, California.
まったく、なんで私がこんなリポートしなきゃいけないのよ。
The reporter, Jessica Edmond, had rushed to the scene at her director's orders, and she was pissed off about it. She'd dreamed of Hollywood and even been in a movie once, so how did she end up reporting on this crap?
何でもいいから仕事をよこせと言ったのはお前だろう。
確かに言ったけど、だからってこんな事件。
落ちぶれた生意気な女優崩れを使ってやろうってんだ。感謝されたって文句言われる筋合いなんざない。
なんですって？
それともここでも仕事をほっぽり出して逃げ出すか？何もかも中途半端で。そんなことだとガキの親権も取られちまうぞ。
What an a-hole. I posted a pic in general. What do you think of the Higurashi cast designs in Go Sotsu compared to the original series? Let me see. Higurashi cast designs in the new series. They look pretty similar. I mean, they are the same characters, so of course they're gonna look similar, but it feels kind of like too plasticky, though. It doesn't feel natural. It feels unnatural, though. Did you finish Go and Sotsu? Brother, we didn't even finish, like, the, we haven't even finished the anime of the first 8 arcs. We got to arc 7. We still haven't finished that, though. I don't even remember what episode we were on. I mean, of course, we've read the visual novel, so we've basically seen arcs 1 through 8, but, like, we haven't watched all the anime versions of it. But yeah, with the Go Sotsu designs, they feel kind of too plasticky. If that's, I don't know if that's a way to describe it. It's not terrible. It's just, I don't know. Compared to the original, I'm not sure. Yeah. Although I am very biased to the original designs, because, I mean, come on, I spent 6 months reading through all that game. I'm used to it. I can kind of appreciate that they at least look their ages compared to the 2016. True. At least that they did not sexualize the crap out of Mion and Shion like they did in the original. Oh my god. Dude, if you go back to the original and you pull up any scene with Mion and Shion, you're in for a rude awakening. Leah, what's up? Hey Leah, good to see you. Let me give you a shout out. If I can remember how to spell it. Autumnal Leah. There we go. Channel. Oh, I misspelled it. God. I can't spell anything. Where's Golden when I need him? There he is. Okay, thank you, Golden. We're sorry for Mochi's brain rot, Leah. Yeah. I did do the big stink by forgetting. I did do the big stink. I did the big stinker-poopa. Oh, man. But we'll remember next week. I will remember for sure next week. That much I'm aware. That's the second time I've seen Mochi misspell her name. Listen, man, I'm not good on the keyboard. I'm not good it on the keyboard. I'm better typing on my phone, but typing on the keyboard is a struggle. Oh, Leah, I have started that anime that you requested me, Blood Blockade Battlefront. I'm liking it a lot so far. I haven't finished it yet. But I am liking it. I'm really liking it so far. She hated herself for not being able to say anything. I'm not good with the keyboards. Are you telling me you didn't take those computer application classes where you had to type so many words a minute? I did when I was real little, man. Nice. Yeah. Her stupid pride got in the way. She'd dreamed of being a Hollywood actress, but all she'd gotten was a small part in a B-movie. It had never gotten anywhere after that. Then she had a kid and come back home. Still, she loved her kid. She wanted to make sure that they were taken care of, no matter what she had to do.
それで現場は
Mochi types at like 50 words per minute. Not even that. Maybe like 10 words.
その茂みの奥だ。
She went into the bushes and there she saw it. I took those classes and they never broke me of my chicken pecking. Yeah, it's just easier on the phone. Also, I have giant fingers and giant thumbs, so that contributes as well. Several bodies, all brutally mutilated. Oh god. Ugh.
このように国内において行方不明になっている研究者は今年に入ってから5名。そのうちの3名についてはアーティフィシャルインテリジェンスの研究を行っていたとされており。
Wait a minute. What are those? Are those monkey? They look like monkey. Or apes? Is that a bear? I honestly can't tell. And Sam, I still type with only one finger on the keyboard. 5 scientists have gone missing this year, and 3 of them.
その背後には人工知能技術の発展に反対する原理的宗教主義者たちによる活動も影響しているのではないかとみて、当局ではさらに捜査を続けている模様です。
Is that what they are? Are they gorillas? I honestly can't tell what they are. They just all look like monkey. Yeah, screw that. I just can't type on the keyboard with all my fingers at once.
続きましては現場からのリポートです。ジェシカ？
こちら現場のジェシカ・エドモンドです。今朝早くこちらの現場で発見された遺体に関して当初人間のものと思われておりましたが、
Yeah, those aren't human, whatever they are.
その後の警察の調べによりますと、それがチンパンジーやオランウータンといった
Oh, they're
猿の
chimps.
死体であることが分かりました。
The one on the far right had a kind of weird hairdo, though. I'm not sure.
ただし、これらの遺体について一部脳および頭部が欠損しているものもあるとのことで、警察では猟奇的事件として地域住民への警戒を訴えており、
Missing their brains and parts of their heads. Police are warning locals that a maniac may be on the loose. Well, now we go back to Okabe.
なあ、岡部。お前、この後授業は
5 minutes is good for 1 page and 1.5 at most for me. Oh, wait, I once typed a 5-page paper on my laptop in just under 5 minutes. Couldn't be me, bro. Okabe needs a hug. He really does, man. He needs a big hug and a pat on the head.
いや、今日はもう終わりだよ。
Man is stressed.
そっか。じゃ、どっかで飯でも食ってく？
どうせまたカレーだろ？キッチン倒壊か？
It was such an easy topic. I'm lurking but running for my life in V Rising. Hey, no problem, Leah. I appreciate you just coming in. Again, I know I pounded it in, and I know you've forgiven me, but again, I'm sorry for forgetting. I know it's not. I know not everyone's like dwelling on it, but I'm disappointed in myself. Yeah. But we will do it next week for sure. Oh, man. I ain't going anywhere. Exactly. You better not. No Leah's allowed to disappear on our watch. Kitchen Tokai, a long-established Western-style restaurant in Jimbocho. It offers delicious food at a reasonable price, so at lunchtime it's filled with salarymen and students. The curry is especially popular. Trust your friends, exactly. Based Ruben, as always.
昨日ちょい臨時収入あったから今日は豪勢にもんでいいかな。
A curry restaurant in Jimbocho, it's famous for its full-bodied European-style curry, but it's a little outside the price range of a college student. Comes with endless fries. Ooh. Oh, they're making me hungry. Oh, man. Golden Leah Gaming. Based. You said churri? Did I say churri? I meant to say curry, my bad. We ain't getting L5 for making one mistake. Oh, Lord. Yeah, we're not quite as insane as the people in Hinamizawa. Not yet, at least. We're getting there, though.
そっか。じゃ、また今度な。
あ。
I was talking with my friends after class. I'd really started to get used to this. Before the summer, I'd felt really out of place at school, but now it didn't seem so bad. You saying the goal is just to be as insane? Oh, Lord. Back then, I thought I was special. But now I knew better. As long as you make the effort to fit in, you can find a place to belong. People can change. You know, they change whether they want to or not. It was too late now, but I'd learned something about myself. It really was too late.
さてと、それじゃあ帰って。ん?
Oh. Leskinen? As I headed for the exit, I realized that I recognized one of the people passing through my field of vision. I'm pretty sure that was Leskinen. Dio! That was Mother Effing Dio! No! Oh my god. He's gonna like... he's gonna do to Okabe what he did to freaking Poochie. Just makes Okabe reset the universe. My name is Gold Panther Gaming, and today we're going to find out what happens when you lick an electric eel. Dude, I hate those videos with, like, the TikToks. Like, those people touching those jellyfish and, like, the blue ring octopus. And, like, you know that, like, if they get hurt, that they'll blame the animal. It's so cringe. Mochi forgot to stream with Leah. And why does he have a metal baseball bat? Instant L5. Hey, your eel is pretty tasty. Girl was an absolute idiot for touching a blue-ringed octopus. Yeah. She is... whoever that was, I feel like a couple of people might have done that. But they are so lucky to be alive. Oh my god. I just hate when people, like, test and tease animals that are very clearly dangerous, and then if the animal, like, does anything about it, they're like, oh my god, they're so vicious! This is a completely unwarranted attack. Like, dude, you were sitting there testing it. Damn tiki-talkers, basically. Only 2 people have ever survived being injected from their venom. Yeah, it's dangerous, dude. Or the rockfish? Yeah, the stonefish. The stonefish is super dangerous. But you know what? The stonefish itself is kind of a mother effer. Because, like, if you go to a beach and, like, you're going out into the water and you're, like, being super careful, and then these things, like, camouflage themselves, and you accidentally step on the stonefish, you're done. It's over. They're kind of mother effers in that regard. And one of the people who survived, well, she was a bit large, so the venom wasn't able to spread as quickly. Oh, I got you. I'll camouflage my foot up its ass. God. As I headed for the exit, I realized that I recognized one of the people passing through my field of vision. That was... I wouldn't even try my luck. If you don't know what they're capable of, why try your luck? I love stonefish, we have some. I'm just afraid. That's why I never go on the beach, because they have stuff like box jellyfish and stonefish. Like, it's just such a danger to even step out there. Why even take the risk? Being fat has its tactical advantages. For the short run, maybe. For the long run, there is no long run for us heavier people. Being a NEET sounds good about now, yep. On the upside, for you boxes, jellies, and stonefish aren't found around the US. Yeah, but I'm sure we have something similar. I'm sure we have something to replace those mother effers. My college went out of its way to attract exchange students, so it wasn't unusual to see foreigners. But still... I hurried after him, but the person I just saw was already gone. Also, I have been to a beach once, but like... Okay. So no one tells you this. But if you ever go to a beach, before you even step on the sand, I suggest you put on sandals or some type of shoes. Because the sand, if it's in like the middle of summer, is so effing hot. I remember putting my bare feet on the sand and immediately regretting it. That thing nearly burned my foot off. God. It was burning hot. Been there, yeah. Ew. I regretted it instantly. Oh my god. They never tell you that, man. They never tell you that. Yep, that's 101 knowledge. I tried that once and I almost died. Kidnaps, but no, I will fight and scream. I will soil myself if I have to, Golden. You will not take me there. You don't want me to soil myself. I will do it in defense. I hurried after him, but the person I just saw was already gone. Was I just mistaken? Come to think of it, the professor being here wouldn't be strange. When there's a will, there's a way. He might have come to meet with my advisor, Izaki. But yeah, if you guys ever go to the beach, just know you better wear sandals. Do not walk on that sand on your bare feet. Oh, Lord, it's a mistake. I work with animals whose main defense mechanism is literally just soil themselves. Yeah, but they don't do it like me. They don't do it like me. I'm not like the other girls. Izaki had wanted to get to know him. Mochi flexing. I glanced in the direction he'd gone, and then left the school for Akihabara. When I came out of the turnstile, the radio building was right in front of me, like always. The time machine that Suzuha had used to come here was probably still on the roof. Even if the people didn't go up there often, it was still amazing that no one had found it after so long. Of course, that was all thanks to Ferris. She'd rented out the roof of the building and sealed it off. Of course, I hadn't come here to look at the time machine. I'd gotten messages from Lukaku and Ferris after I'd left the lab last night. Both of them had asked, and neither of them were able to get any useful information for me. It made sense when I thought about it. It always is interesting that Okabe's uni seems to not even be in Akiba. Yeah, I just noticed that, actually, when he was talking about it. I mean, a lot of people attend universities that are not far, that are not, like, in their city. My sister did that when she went to university. I'm pretty sure it's a university. Yeah, it's a university. Even with college life, he's running away from Akiba. Yeah. It made sense when I thought about it. No wonder Mayushi feels lonely. Aww. If there was a missing persons report, somebody might remember the police doing something, but there wasn't. But Ferris had said something interesting. Kuma sister.
そうにゃ。なんでもその幽霊は何年間に一度現れて小さな女の子を見なかったかと探し回っているそうなのにゃ。
The ghost with twin. Are they just talking about Suzaha?
何年経ってもその姿が変わらないから最近になっておさげの幽霊だって言われてるにゃ。
I think they're just straight up talking about Suzaha. That was definitely Suzaha. Yeah. What would she do if she knew people thought she was a ghost? I held back a laugh as I tried to imagine it, and then headed back for the radio building. My goal, of course, was to find information on Kagari. I know the others have some knowledge of what Okabe went through, but I wonder what it looks like from their perspective. It looks like he's drifting further apart. No one can really... Here's the thing with Okabe. No one can really understand what he's been through. I don't even think really Suzaha could, because she's only time-traveled like a couple of times. And obviously her situation's far different from Okabe's. That's the problem with Okabe, is that he's underwent trauma that's pretty unique. Sure, no one really can honestly know. Exactly. This was where she'd vanished. Which meant this was where I was most likely to find clues. Like, even in the true ending, I do worry a little bit about Okabe. He probably is honestly still getting therapy in the true ending, even if he found happiness with the Kurisu, because trauma like that does not just go away. I can promise you. I can promise you trauma does not just flutter away the second things go right. I can promise you that. It will definitely be a lot easier to deal with, but it does not just flutter away. And that's something that'll stick with you your whole life. Which meant this was where I was most likely to find clues. Suzaha is basically the only person who knows what else he's been through. To an extent, yeah. And that's only, yeah, it's only partially. I went around to each store inside the radio building and asked, but didn't learn anything. Of course, Suzaha would have done the same thing, so I didn't expect much. But that didn't mean I could just stop. The parts shops. The commercial facilities. Even the back alleys. Even after all that, I went all around to Akihabara asking people about Kagari. But I didn't learn anything useful. Some people told me the same story about the ghosts in the Twin Tales, but no one knew anything about Kagari. If a little girl was kidnapped or got into an accident, somebody might witness that. She practically was born and grew up in World War. That's a different type of trauma, but still trauma all the same. Oh yeah, Suzaha has definitely never had an easy life. Suzaha is very unlucky. Like, no matter, like, there's one world line where she has a good future. if it's not a dystopia, it's just straight up World War III. Like, she can't get a break. If a little girl was kidnapped or got into an accident, somebody might witness that. But going missing was a different thing. If Kagari Shina vanished of her own free will, all anyone would see was a 10-year-old girl walking down the street. Nobody would remember that 10 years later. I tried to think again if there was a better way. The true end is the only possibility where Suzuha had a good life. Yep. And that is literally one world line. One out of, like, a gazillion, trillion, billion, you know. Which sucks, but yeah. I tried to think again if there was a better way. If the police and government weren't of any use, that left someone connected to the underworld. As soon as I said it out loud, I drove the idea from my mind. How stupid. That's something the old me would have thought of. I'd given that stuff up. I'd run all over Akihabara looking for something once before. I wasn't looking for a person then, but a thing. The IBN 5100. I mean, if we sacrifice Kurisu, Suzu can still have a good life, but it's just missing a piece. No. If we sacrifice Kurisu, then World War III happens. If we sacrifice Mayuri, then CERN takes over the world. There's no good ending, except for the true ending. It's interesting how Okabe distances his past self as a completely different entity. I mean, if you think about it, they really are, you know? Like, the past Okabe, like, from the beginning of Steins Gate, Okabe, and the Okabe in this game are basically two completely different people, if you really think about it. Not literally, of course, but, like, you know what I mean. 6 months ago in the Alpha World line, I'd gone looking for the same thing that Suzuha had searched for in the past. Back then, that's right, Kurisu was with me. When Kurisu and I had learned that there was an IBM 5100 in Lokako's storeroom, we'd worked together to carry the heavy thing. Well, yeah, true, but if we've learned anything about the true ending, it's about accepting your past as a part of who you are. Yeah. There was a quote from something I seen recently, but I forgot. But it was like, the hardest thing to learn is yourself. And I kind of agree with that. Here, Okabe is kind of avoiding it. Yeah. This is the Okabe that hasn't been to, like, the future of this world line yet. He's experienced all the events of Steins Gate, but he hasn't experienced the future world line yet, so yeah. I mean, I get it, it's a part of the process, yeah. Thinking back, all she'd ever done was complain. She was strong-willed, bratty, and hated to lose. But she's still so lonely. Once again, I'd taken my phone out of my pocket without realizing it. Amadeus. Since I hadn't picked up any of her calls yesterday, she hadn't called at all today. I stared at the Amadeus icon for a moment, and then put my phone back in my pocket. When I got back to the lab, I saw that Daru was completely exhausted. There was no need to even ask. It was obvious he hadn't found a single clue. Suzuha had been doing this for over half a year, so her face didn't betray her emotions anymore. Daru didn't even bother asking me how it went. He could probably tell from the look on my face.
考えてみたらさ、これまでだって鈴葉がそれなりに探してたわけでさ、それを僕ら素人が今更また蒸し返したところで新しい発見なんてあるわけないんだよな。
Even if he given up the mantle of mad scientist, he still has that muscle memory of pulling out his phone. This time it's time for a talk for Amadeus. Yeah, you can hold back the mad scientist, but you can't put him down for good. You can't put him down for good. Welcome back, Golden. No. That's what I've been waiting for. What's this about? Woo! Dara said what I'd been thinking, but trying not to say it.
手伝ってくれてありがとう。これ以上無理はしなくていい。捜索は私だけで続行するよ。
Best redeem. True. Charlie is pretty goated. Suza evidently had no intention of giving up.
いや、ちょっと待って鈴葉。僕が言いたいのはさ。
Best redeem is 100k. Have you still not... Wait, do you have 100k? I don't remember. I feel like you said you had 100k points, but you hadn't decided yet, or so I don't remember. I can't remember anything. Forget it. I don't remember. I'm saving more? Okay. So you just haven't decided yet then?
父さんたちに無理させるわけにもいかないから。係の件は私の責任なんだし。
When Okabe shouted objection in the Amadeus presentation at the beginning, that felt like the old Okabe. Yeah. Saving 200k to hit you with 2 at once. That would be a gamer move. That would be quite the gamer move. I guess I should specify that if you redeem something with 100k, it is okay to claim that as a series of games. Like, visual novels, I mean. You don't have to, like, redeem it multiple times if it's, like, something that has, like, a series of visual novels. Like, for example, Steins Gate and Steins Gate 0, or the Grisaia series. You could just redeem, like, the first game out of that series, and I'd naturally do the whole series. Oh, the Phoenix, right? I already plan on doing that. I wouldn't use your points on that, because I already have that game. I'm pretty sure thanks to you. So I wouldn't use your points on that, because I'm already planning to do that. Objection!
言うなよ。子供の責任は親の責任だろ、ジョコ。
You did? What do you mean you did? You haven't redeemed it yet, right? Or are you talking about when you bought me the game? I remember you bought me the Phoenix Trilogy game. I remember that. I could have you keep playing If My Heart Had Wings. Yeah, but the English is really broken on that. I did, but yeah, I remember that. I don't know if you guys would really enjoy that. Like, the English, it's broken. You can't really keep up with it that well. Remember when that clown girl from Ace Attorney got hella popular? I do remember that, actually. I saw her all over YouTube. I don't know if anyone needs to know what duh means. An expression used to indicate that something is obvious or self-evident. It can be traced back at least 200 years. Wow, that's surprising. Personally, I didn't really mind the English errors myself, but that's speaking for myself. Yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it, maybe. Oh. Well, that was nice of Daru to say. Too bad that Daru's daughter.
ね、今のどう？かなりパパっぽかったと思うんだけど、なんなら
Immediately.
パパ大好きって言って抱きついてくれてもいいのだぜ。
Immediately proved my point. Damn near immediately proved my point. Never give Daru props, ever. my honest reaction to Suzuha's sigh. Watching these two always gave me a strange feeling. Too bad Daru shattered that immediately. Yeah, basically. For a while after they first met, they were complete strangers. This man ended the Joestar bloodline single-handedly. The voice actor did, not Daru. Not Daru's goofy self. The voice actor did. You can't attribute that to Daru. And now they were father and child. Ugh. And age-wise, they were exactly the same. Daru was a planet buster. Shut up, dude. Stop. The moments he feels like he's being mature, he brings it right back. Yeah. Or just not... I wouldn't even say mature, just not being a general... general creep. Maybe I could understand how Suzuha was feeling, but I had no idea what Daru was going through.
とにかく僕が言いたいのは、ただむやみやたらに探したところでダメだろってこと。
じゃあどうしろと言うんだ？
餅は餅屋って言うでしょ。こういうのはやっぱ専門家に頼むのが一番だと思うんだよね。
専門家？
Daru, nothing. Maybe in the future it'll be different.
こういうのはある程度裏の世界の情報にも精通してる人に頼むのが一番だろ、上皇。
I realized he'd come up with the same idea I had. My head hurt.
心当たりがあるの？
ち、父さんを甘く見ないでほしいな。僕はオタだけど顔は広いのだぜ。
横幅も広いけどな。
Damn. That wasn't even a stray bullet. That was a snipe shot. Oh my god. Bro pulled out the shotty. Oh my god. Was that warranted? Yeah, it's Daru. It's always warranted. Oh my. I can't imagine anyone remaining their old self when living through World War. Oh, for sure. Oh my god. Bro really said, "Omae wa mou shinderu." He ruthless for that one. Yes. Nah, you deserve it, Daru. Sorry.
っていうか、本気で言ってるのか？本気で裏の世界の人間とやらにつながりがあると？
God. I can't get over that, man. I don't think Rintaro's ever went out of his way to just insult him in such a direct way. Or at least concerning his weight. Before Suzuha or I could respond, he took out his phone and started typing a message to someone. Was he serious? And was text messaging the preferred way to get in touch with the criminal underworld?
どう思う？おじさん。
No, Okabe always does that in the original. Not a lot of times, but this ain't the first time. Yeah, he's insulted him, but I'm not sure if he's like went after his weight as like a jab. That's what surprised me the most.
実際にそういう人物が本当にいるのなら頼んでみてもいいとは思うが。
In fairness, being a hacker was a pretty underworld sort of occupation too. If I knew someone like him, it was quite possible that the person he said he knew really existed. I think he's done plenty of that in his inner thoughts. Yeah, fair.
よし、送信と。あとは返信が来れば。ん？お？
え？もう返事が来たの？
うん。今からそっちに向かいますって。
随分と話が早い相手だな。
I'll say, Jesus.
遅いよりはいいんじゃね？
True. That was true. Daru was sending another message. He was probably telling her where we were. Now all we had to do was wait for her arrival. And then the phone rang. Oh. Let me pick that up. Hey, Luca.
もしもし、ルカ子か？
あ、岡部さん。すみません。今、大丈夫ですか？
What's up?
おう、どうした？
実は、僕、岡部さんに相談したいことがあって。
Oh?
相談？
今からお会いしてもらえないでしょうか？
I'm not sure.
今から電話じゃ言いにくいことなのか？
Income, stop.
はい、少し。
Right now? Would it be okay to leave this to Daru and Suzuha?
悪い。これから客が来ることになっているんだ。
Unzip straps like Jesus, Golden! Oh my god! I was interested to see what kind of person Daru's friend was.
そうですか。
その後からじゃダメか？
その後は僕も用事があって。
そうか。
I was just gonna insert some fake memory time for fourth dimension ghost sex. Jesus.
それじゃあ。
Just as Lukaku was about to say something. Oh. Hello? I heard sharp footsteps coming up the stairs, sorry. And then a knock.
はい、どうぞ。
悪いルカ子、お客が来たようだ。後で連絡を。
Oh. And then I stopped. What was it? The person who opened the door. It was.
こいつ、また。
Ah! It's over. It's over. Well, maybe she's good in this timeline. That's a cope. That's a fat cope. Oh, that's a fat cope. Oh. That's doubtful, actually. It is Moeka. It is the person that killed Mayuri. Ugh. I was about to say this before when Daru first brought up this person. Who do we know with underworld connections that suspiciously uses text despite that being the worst thing to do in the underworld and replies oh, okay. I should have really caught on to that, the fact that they replied so quickly. And the fact that it was a girl. Man. I'm not on my game today. It was Moeka Kiryu. I hadn't seen her since the ATF seminar.
岡部さん、どうしたんですか？岡部さん。
お茶どうぞ。
Excuse me, but Moeka wasn't driving the train. No. In the first in Mayuri's first death, that was shown at least, Moeka shot her. Like, she directly shot her. Is what we're referring to. I know it. Oh. Dang it, Sam. God almighty. Moeka was silent with her head tilted slightly forward. Seeing her caused a dull ache within me, like my heart was being squeezed dry. Why was she here with Daru? I had any number of doubts in my mind.
どうしたん、オカリン？
いや。
Moeka tilted her head a bit to the side, and I quickly averted my eyes. There was no connection between CERN and us anymore, so she wasn't gonna kill Mayuri. This reveal of Moeka marks the ending of episode 4 in the anime. Oh, how many episodes did Steins Gate Zero have in the anime? Just as curiosity. She wasn't gonna kill Mayuri. She wasn't going to kill Mayuri. She wasn't going to kill her. 20... Oh my god. I'll be honest, I didn't think Steins Gate Zero was going to be that long. Wow. Alright then. We got ourselves a train ride, boys. I said it to myself over and over again, and finally started to relax.
おじさん、顔色悪いよ。大丈夫？
気にしないでくれ。それよりもダル、説明してくれ。
ああ、この人は桐生氏。ヘンプロのライターさんだよ。
Edit Pro. Editing production. Editing producers do special projects and editing work for a variety of publishing companies.
桐生萌香です。
She silently handed me her business card, which had the name of a company called Arc Rewrite on it. Pretty sure that's the same company that she said she worked for in the CERN World Line. An editing production company located in Akihabara. It primarily does articles for computer magazines. Daru gave a brief explanation to me and Suzuha.
なあ、ダル。お前はどうしてこの人と知り合いに？
At least she talks more here compared to the original. Wait, I'm curious. Does he have her phone number in this? Oh, wrong one. No, he does not. I mean, fair enough. He never wanted to contact her.
前にさ、桐生氏の担当してる雑誌で秋葉関係の都市伝説を扱った特集があったんだよね。
Urban legends. Urban legend, rumors whose source is unknown or unclear, usually dating from the 20th century or later. They can be divided into ghost stories, occult stories, and folklore. But lately, the boundaries between these three categories have become vague. Urban legends range from short, silly stories to the terrifying and nightmarish, and all of them are told as if they really happened. Examples of urban legends include the Japanese story of Hanako-san, the stories about the Shadow People, or the story of the Men in Black. Like the movie? Sorry.
その時に僕のバイトのこと取材したいって申し出があってさ。
I've always thought Moeka was the most attractive of them all, despite the murder, shooty. Moeka could have been so goated if she didn't murder Mayuri. But she did that, and that's a permanent stain on her record, and I cannot rank her anywhere in near the best girls. Solely because she did that cardinal sin. You can't murder Mayuri and then expect to be forgiven. That's just not possible. I'm sorry.
僕のバイトってほら、あんま大きな声で言えないやつっしょ。だから取材に関しては丁重にお断りしたんだけど。ただ、僕って普段から足がつかないようにかなり注意してるんだよね。なのに桐生氏はその僕にたどり着いた。それが気になって。で、会ってみたらこの通り、すげえ美人さんだったわけだ。
Of course, that's the thing he would focus on.
都市伝説を追う美人ライターとか燃えざるを得ないだろう、上皇。
And that's how they met. Suzuha was frowning as she saw how Daru acted around Moeka. She didn't say anything, but I could tell she was thinking that he'd better off directing his attentions toward her mom. Moeka, for her part, seemed completely uninterested in Daru. She was wearing her usual poker face and fiddling with her phone. She's still using a Japanese feature phone instead of a smartphone, huh?
まあ、専門ってわけじゃないけど、秋葉についてはかなり詳しいみたいだし、結構裏の方の事情も知ってるっぽいから、頼んでみるのもありかなって。
人探し、そう聞いた。
うん、実はね、12年前に秋葉でいなくなった女の子を探してほしいんだお。
That's a valiant and brave thing to do, Golden, but you don't have any good defenses for her. And I'm just saying, like... Daru told Moeka Kiryu the basic story. Okay, Golden. Okay. She was dead silent the whole time, but she typed his words into her phone with incredible speed. I said nothing and just watched. She was once around her. She probably still was. Put a shirt on before I kill her. Jesus. Was it okay to trust her? I wouldn't trust her too much. I understand where Gold's determination comes from. It was just a coincidence that I'd run into her here. I knew that in my head, but my heart just refused to accept it. Here in the Beta World line, we'd never encountered Moeka Kiryu before. Of course we hadn't. I'd chosen the Beta World line so that we wouldn't. Even though the cost was Kurisu Makise's life.
つまり、その椎名篝という人を探せばいいの。
そういうこと、どうかな。
やってみてもいい。
マジ？
でも見つかるかはわからない。
Why is she willing to help? Is the question. Like, they didn't really say if, like, her and Daru became buddy, friends or anything. There's gotta be a catch.
もちろん、その場合はしょうがないよ。
Normally, Moeka and I would never have run into each other like this. Of course, we might have crossed paths in Akihabara. We almost ran into each other when she'd come to interview Dr. Liskinen and Maho at the ATF seminar. But I'd convinced myself that we were never going to meet each other directly. Was this fate? Were she and I fated to cross paths at some point? If that was the case, maybe it was better not to try to avoid her, but to watch her to see what she did. Okay, hold on here. It's a different world line, so maybe she's more willing to help here compared to the Alpha world line? Yeah, but we don't know if she's not around her or not is the thing, Ruben. That's why I can't entirely trust her. She's like... Also, she killed Mayuri. I don't care if it's a different world line, I'll never forgive her. I just can't trust her entirely. Because we don't even know if she is or isn't with CERN yet. Sure, just wanted to throw that out there. Oh yeah, no, don't worry. I know. It's just my personal gripes with her. And her sins. If that was the case, maybe it was better not to try to avoid her, but to watch her to see what she did. Also, let's not forget, it is very well possible that the person that was snooping in on Suzuha and Ferris's discussion about the time machine, it could have been Moeka. It very well could have been. As I listened to Daru talk to her, that was what I started to think.
じゃあ報酬は成功報酬で、その他の必要経費はこっちで持つってことで OK？
問題ない。
オカリンも鈴葉もそれでいい？
私は手伝ってもらえるなら文句はない。
俺も構わない。
じゃあ契約成立ってことで一つ。
Moeka nodded slightly, and then asked us for the information about Kagari that might be a clue. Stuff like the clothes she was wearing when she disappeared and what she looked like. After that, she left. All the tension suddenly drained from my body as I sank into the sofa.
おじさん、本当に大丈夫？
No, maybe. I'm not entirely sure.
大丈夫だ。少し緊張しただけだから。
It was a little late, but I took some anxiety meds out of my pocket and swallowed them.
おじさん、さっきの桐生萌香って人のこと知ってたんだね。
After Moeka left Cole's FB. Oh man. Hopefully not.
Huh?
She could tell?
マジで？オカリンいつの間に？
どうしてそう思ったんだ？
Oh god, he's off the perks! Oh man.
見ていればわかるよ。
I guess you have to be pretty sharp to survive on the battlefield.
いや、知らない人だ。
アルファ世界線では知ってた。わかった。これ以上は聞かないけど、私なりに警戒はしておくよ。
It's hilarious Rentaro still thinks he hides his emotions well. Bruh, you're always like an open book. Honestly, dude.
それでいい。今はな。
一体何のこと？
緊張したっていうことさ。
わかるわ。桐生氏は美人で巨乳でスタイル抜群でメガネ属性まで持ってるもんな。しょうがない。
Alright. Nice objectification, alright. A classic Daru moment. You don't need to be a hardened soldier like Suzuha to notice that Okabe was uncomfortable and tense around Moeka. Honestly, dude.
そうだな。
Poggers? Question mark? Indeed, one of the greatest questions. To pog or not to pog? If she was a part of my life now, I would just have to use her as best as I could. Maybe it was because she was gone now. Or maybe it was because of the anxiety meds. But I'd calmed down enough to start thinking that way. Of course, who knew if I'd feel the same way the next time I saw her face to face. Maho time. The Japanese office of the Global Brain Science Comprehensive Research Organization in Wako City, Saitama. Dear Lord, I said that all without slipping once. Someone has to give me a pat on the back for that or something. Jesus Christ. His loud gasp when she came to the door was a massive indication. Sorry, Okabe, you can't hide your emotions. Yeah, there's like some people can hide their emotions and some are Okabe. We'll say that. Maho Hyajo had tried her best to hold back a yawn. But in the end, she'd given up and opened her mouth so wide it covered well over half her face. Oh, thank you for the pat, Sav. Clap, that was great. Thank you, Ruben. One reason was that she'd gotten caught up in talking to Kurisu last night, and only ended the conversation after it was late into the night. At first, they'd been discussing the research and experiments she'd been doing, but at some point she'd gotten sidetracked into talking about Rintaro Okabe. Evidently, he'd been ignoring calls from Kurisu for the last few days. I couldn't do that. Oh, man. It was one of my rare anime moments where I busted out everything in my reservoir. I think that's the word. And I just went Super Saiyan 3. Kurisu was much madder at him than she was when he'd ignored her the first 8 times. It was the first sign of femininity that she'd ever seen from Kurisu Makase. It was cute enough that Maho couldn't help but take the chance to get back at her for all the teasing she always did. She ended up staying up a lot later than she'd intended. And since she was too energized to sleep by that point, she'd gotten out Kurisu's old laptop. She'd started to fiddle with it to see if there was some ways to crack the password. And the next thing she knew, it was morning.
Password ね。やっぱりプロにでも頼んだ方がいいのかしら。
何の話だい?
Hey, Liskinen. She suddenly heard a voice behind her and almost jumped out of her chair.
そんなに驚くことないじゃないか.
I couldn't get used to this. I'm used to the typical Japanese way of saying last name first. Kurisu Makise sounds off. Yeah. I agree. Some visual novels do it, some animes do it, some don't. It's you gotta get used to like the way that like the specific medium does it.
教授、戻ってたんですか?
Makise Kurisu sounds better.
ついさっきね。
I hate it when they say it in the anime, but then in the subs it's backwards. They're doing it for us plebeian English who can't understand Japanese organization of names. He raised up his hands and showed her some plastic bags from a nearby convenience store. He'd left to go get lunch just 10 minutes ago, and she'd been sure he wouldn't be back for a while. Something I will never understand about Japan culture, or maybe it's just an anime thing and I'm just being really ignorant, but at least from what I've seen, people get really embarrassed if you call them by their first names. Unless you're like super close, if you use a first name for somebody, they get super embarrassed. Like, I know it's just a culture thing. But it's still weird to me. He'd left to go get lunch just 10 minutes ago, and she'd been sure he wouldn't be back for a while. Yeah, it's an intimate thing.
それにしても日本のコンビニは食べ物の種類がいっぱいで本当に素晴らしいね。
A friend of mine from college who was from Japan introduced herself with her first name, so we use her first name whenever I message. I mean, maybe, like I said, maybe it's not like super common in Japan to get embarrassed about it, but just from what I and my weeaboo self have seen from anime, I just assumed.
毎日違う弁当を食べても1週間もすればすぐに新しい弁当が出る。しかも店によっても味が違うから毎日コンビニでも飽きないよ。
コンビニのお弁当ばかり食べていると栄養偏りますよ。
Oof.
それでもアメリカの食事に比べればかなりヘルシーだよ。
Very true. Very true.
第一、食事についてのお説教だけは魔法には言われたくないね。
He was right. Nutrition wasn't an important consideration for Maho. In fact, she ate mostly cereal and meal replacement shakes, which made her diet very unhealthy. I mean, like, what kind of meal replacement shakes? Do they still have, like, the nutrition you need? Like, the vitamins and stuff? Because, I mean, if it has the calories, it has the vitamins you need, then I'm sure you're fine. The cereal is not good, though. Cereal... I honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I don't care what kind of cereal it is. It's probably bad for you. Even the cereals that advertise themselves as healthy, I probably wouldn't just trust them. I'd probably just not eat cereal if I were you for breakfast. Go with something like eggs, like hard-boiled eggs, or like scrambled eggs, or sunny-side-up eggs, and like bacon, sausage. Or bacon and sausage is probably not healthy, but it's better than cereal. That's my point. Cereal is not a very good breakfast option if you're looking to be healthy. But anyways, that's just a tangent.
ところで何をプロに頼むって？
あれはなんでもないです。なんでも。
It wouldn't bother her if Leskinen found out. But for some reason, she suddenly decided not to tell him.
そうかい？私でできることなら力になるよ。
ありがとうございます。その時はお願いします。
She stood up and headed for the door.
魔法、どこへ行くんだい？
気分転換も兼ねて秋葉原に行こうかと。
気分転換で行くにしては随分遠いね。ウィンターローに会いに行くと素直に言えば許可しよう。
そんなんじゃ。
違うのかい？
ついでに会いに行ってもいいですけど。
Okabe had a laboratory in Akihabara. Karisu had told her that last night. She said something about how he'd been avoiding it for a long time, and only recently started going there again. Maho was a little interested in it too.
言っときますけど違いますからね。そういうのじゃないですからね。
No.
私はまだ何も言ってないよ。
というわけで、今日は研究は休みます。
ウィンターローによろしく。
First Kurisu and now the professor. Why did they keep trying to make everything about romance?
っていうか、ああいうのもセクハラよね、今の世の中じゃ。
For one thing, she wasn't going to Okabe's lab just to visit him. She wanted to see him again and see if she could get any hints about the password. He had said he didn't know, but he'd probably be able to come up with more than she could on her own. That was what she'd thought after seeing how he interacted with Amadeus. You could call it a woman's intuition. She was thinking about that when she changed trains and got off at Akihabara Station. She felt like someone was watching her and spun around. It was a weekday, but the station was crowded. She looked around at all the people, but none of them seemed to be paying her much attention.
気のせいよね。
Uh-oh. Someone's stalking, maybe. She whispered to no one in particular as she started to walk again. Kurisu had told her the location of the future gadget lab. She wasn't that familiar with the layout of Akihabara, but if she needed to, she could ask for directions. But what if she came in unannounced and Okabe wasn't there? That bothered her a little, but she decided she could just leave it at that. Leave if that happened. Her eyes lingered on the junk parts lined up in the bins at the shop as she walked when... Oh? She felt someone looking at her again. When she turned around, she still didn't see anyone. She started walking it again, then went around a corner into an alley. And then she was sure of it. Footsteps. She could hear them behind her. Of course, that was nothing special. She would often be out walking at night and hear footsteps behind her. She'd speed up her pace, only to see an irritated man walk past a moment later. But this time, for some reason, she wasn't sure. She was sure it wasn't that. She decided to try walking faster and found the footsteps went faster too. When she went slower, so did they. Uh-oh. Whenever she saw a scene like this in a movie, she imagined that she'd just kick the guy in the face. Now that it was actually happening, she was too scared to turn around. She fumbled for the phone in her pocket. The idea of calling the police never occurred to her. Someone saved the 4'6" genius. The only thing she thought of was the name of the man she was trying to meet. She picked it out of her call history and pressed the button with trembling fingers. The footsteps overlapped with the sound of the ringing. Oh. The footsteps were almost on top of her. Just when she couldn't take it anymore and was about to start running. Let's go! She heard a voice coming from the other side of the phone. But she didn't get to say another word. Oh no. By the time she'd realized that someone had grabbed her from behind, the phone had already slipped from her hands. I hate to do this to y'all, but it is reaching that time. Cliffhanger moment, I'm sorry. Oh lord. We will get back to it on Monday, though. I know. I hate to leave y'all on a cliffhanger. I'm sorry. I feel like a villain. Let's see. Is there anyone I'd like to raid today? But we will be seeing who that mysterious person was next time. Not anyone I'm saying that I'm too interested in rating. Yeah, I'll just end it for today. So, I'll see you guys on Monday. I don't have anything planned for the weekend. I might be busy the weekend, honestly. But if I do come up with something, I love cliffhangers, sucking everyone. Oh, man. But if I do come up with something, I'll let y'all know. But as for now, it's the only thing I've got planned is to get back to it on Monday. But, yeah. I hope you guys have a good night. I hope plenty of you get sleep, or if it's the morning for you, have a good morning. If it's a day, have a good day. If it's the evening, have a good evening. But yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.